Jacksonville Jaguars fans, welcome into Duval Daily presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thanks so much for being here Wednesday, August 6th. We did our Jaguars training camp practice number 11 recap earlier. Had to do that from the car because I've been running around doing some errands for the in-laws for the family today. We are dog sitting, so if there's any commotion here, we've got Murray and Lily hanging out with me right now. I apologize for that. Now, we are going to get into some thoughts I have about the Jacksonville Jaguars defense, based on what I've seen in training camp, based on what I thought about prior to training camp, and just where I'm at mentally with this Jaguars defense, some things I'm worried about. There are some legitimate concerns for me, in my opinion. So we're going to dive into that. I'm very excited to remind y'all that Club Jaguar for the 2025 season kicks off tonight. You can watch it here on my channel at 8:30 p.m. You can also watch it on UCF Jaguars channel at 8:30 p.m. It will be UCF Jaguar, Jason from Jaguars United, myself. We are back with our three-man weave of a podcast covering the Jacksonville Jaguars. I am really, really fired up. Hopefully Jason and I can get into some different arguments and just have a good time. So tonight, 8:30, it'll be live. Be there or be square. Really appreciate y'all supporting the channel. If you want to support the channel further, you can check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear. So right now, talking about some question marks that I have with the Jags defense. Before we get into those issues, question marks, whatever, I do want to talk about what I'm feeling good about with the Jaguars defense. And I'm feeling very good about the outside cornerbacks overall. Tyson Campbell, Travis Hunter, Jarian Jones. I think, once Buster Brown comes back, which he's not supposed to be out long term, it's supposed to be like a training camp thing. That makes me encouraged as well. I think Zechariah McPherson has played really well. I think Christian Braswell has been really competitive. I think that Danico Slaughter has been really competitive. DeAndre Prince has made some plays as well. So I think that there's healthy competition on the back end outside corner. I really do. And I think with Tyson Campbell, Travis Hunter, Jarian Jones, you're in a good spot with those guys outside. And then if you have to kick Jordan Lewis outside in his own defense, I think you can feel okay about that too. So I like the outside corners. I love the edge group. I absolutely do. Trayvon Walker, Josh Hines-Allen, Emmanuel Ogbah, DeJuan Smoot. These guys are a lot of fun. I'm excited about, when Dennis Gardeck gets up and going. Jalen McLeod's week to week now, which is unfortunate. And you've also seen some plays from some of the undrafted free agents. Danny Strigow, Ethan Downs, they've made some plays. They're competing. Long shots to make the roster, but I feel pretty darn good about the edge group. Off-ball linebacker, I feel very good about the depth and the starters. I think that Foye Oluokun is amazing. I think Devin Lloyd's going into a contract year, and contract years are pretty much undefeated. Don't tell Andre Sisco, of course, but I think Devin Lloyd's going to be in the best situation of his career from a coaching standpoint, a mental standpoint, and I think that those two linebackers are going to get it done, and they've got good depth. Chad Muma, Ventrell Miller, Jack Kaiser. So I feel very good about that group. Edge, linebacker, very excited about. Not worried about the coaching. I feel very strongly about Anthony Campanile. The person, the attitude, the communication. I really like the intentionality of the Jaguars coaching staff throughout. I like the focus, the efficiency and practice. I like where Anthony Campanile comes from. I mean, he's worked under some of the best in the business. And you've seen a lot of different defenses that he's been a part of, different styles of defense. I think that he knows what the strengths and weaknesses of his guys are, and he's going to play to that. And I think some of the strengths and weaknesses of the guys that they brought in and kept around at certain spots play into what Campanile wants to do. We're going to talk about that as well. We can actually talk about that right now. I think they brought in guys and kept guys that are really smart on the back end. Jordan Lewis is really smart, really instinctive. Eric Murray, same thing, smart, instinctive football player, right? They like Buster Brown because he's smart and instinctive. They like Andrew Wingard for the same reason. I think that they're going to have a defense that's in a lot of too high shell, and it's going to try to kind of build a house a little bit build a roof over the offense, negate the big plays, and be able to fire downhill quickly against things that are underneath. I think when they're in that type of setting and that type of situation, they're going to be really good. When they're in condensed situations, they're going to be really good. When they're in short yardage, I think they're going to be good. So that's where I feel really good about the secondary and this defense in general. I think they're going to be able to heat up the quarterback with the edge rush and with the depth there. But there are some things I'm worried about a little bit, and that's what we're here to talk about right now. I am worried about the interior of the defensive line. Not that they can't stop the run or that they can't rush the passer, but I'm worried that we don't know what's going on with Eric Armstead. Liam Cohen, in his short time as the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach, has been very transparent about everything that he feels he can be transparent about. He is giving you nothing when it comes to Eric Armstead right now. I don't think he's doing that to be cheeky. I don't think he's doing that to hide anything. I think that everyone's just a little bit like, doesn't know with Eric Armstead. I really do. I think that with Mason Smith, he's close. That's speculation a little bit. And it's also, looking at what he's doing out on the field, hearing what they've said about him, I don't think he's far off. So if you can get Mason Smith out there, I think he has a chance to be somebody who you can really view as a 3-down player who can, if he's got his mentals right, if he's got the playbook and the understanding of the assignments right, as a young player, which can be difficult to do, I think he can be a impact against the run and the pass. I love Mason Smith's game and his athleticism, his physicality, his strength. And again, I'm not worried about their ability to stop the run or to rush the passer. So what's the issue? I think there's specific guys that are going to be very good at stopping the run that are available right now. And look, if Armstead and Smith get back and full steam ahead into the regular season, it's a different story. But I think right now you've got specific guys that can stop the run and specific guys that can heat up the quarterback. And you're going to have to make sure that you are in the right, that you have the right guys on the field. You're in the right personnel groupings in a given situation. Because I think Devon Hamilton, Austin Johnson, those guys can definitely stop the run. How much are they going to do to really impact the quarterback? Again, I think they can both push the pocket. I don't think either of them is high impact pass rush interior defensive linemen, though. And then you've got Emmanuel Ogbah and DeJuan Smoot, who are, more naturally edges. But you've seen both of them throughout their career, and with the Jaguars so far, kick inside and rush from the interior. I think if you got those guys rushing the quarterback from the interior, they are mismatches for guards and centers. And if you have Josh Hines-Allen, Trayvon Walker, Emmanuel Ogbah, and DeJuan Smoot on the field at the same time in a pass rush situation, that's a group you can feel good about. But what happens when a team gets you in hurry up and that group is on the field and they're just trying to run the ball up the gut on you? Can you stop the run then? What happens when they go into hurry up and you've got Austin Johnson and Devon Hamilton on the field? Can you survive? These are guys that I think when you're out there, they're a little one-dimensional. And that's one-dimensional is probably a little bit of a harsh word. I think, again, Devon can get push. Austin Johnson can get push. And if you can just muddy up the pocket, you don't have to be a dominant interior pass rusher. If you can just get a little push, make it so the quarterback can't step up, then you let Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker and the rest of the guys rushing from the edge, DeJuan Smoot, Emmanuel Ogbah, they can eat, right? Blitzers can eat. But I just worry a little bit right now that you don't have the balance you really feel like you could have, and really the high-level play you feel like you could have if you had Eric Armstead healthy, if you had Mason Smith healthy. So getting those guys healthy and ready to go in this defense is paramount in my opinion. Again, I think they can piecemeal it together a little bit with the guys they have, but you run the risk of getting stuck in a situation that's not optimal with certain personnel groupings out on the field up front. And then that's a worry that's like based on like it's what seems like minor injuries right now and just not getting the reps in training camp. What I am really worried about that I don't think they can answer or solve this year with the group that they have, I do not think that they have good athleticism from the nickel to the safety spots in their starting lineup right now. And then the one super athletic safety you do have, Caleb Ransaw, is injured. The one super athletic nickel you do have, Jarian Jones, is playing primarily outside. I think Jordan Lewis is going to be a really good nickel. I think he is best, again, with eyes in the backfield, playing forward, playing laterally. He's not best when he's running down the field with guys. That's not his best game. So again, that's why I say I think you're trying to put a roof over the offense, because I don't think you want Jordan Lewis having to run upfield with some of the more speedy receivers at the slot position. I don't think you want Andrew Wingard or Eric Murray having to run downfield, retreat super far with some of the best receiving tight ends, receiving backs, slot receivers that you're going to face in the NFL. I think they're smart. I think when they can read things in front of them, they're going to be in a good situation. I think a lot of times you're going to see if there is somebody running deep, there's going to be two guys converging on them, which is going to be helpful. I think Anthony Campanile knows the weaknesses of these guys, and he knows the strengths of these guys, and he's going to try to play to that. But there are times where offenses can just dictate what they want to do to your defense, no matter what you have going on from a coverage standpoint. And those are the times I'm worried about. And also just the times where, you know, Anthony Campanile is going to be primarily a zone coverage defensive coordinator, eyes in the backfield, eyes on the quarterback. That's great. But they're going to try to run more man coverages on third down and try to do more exotic things on third down. You've got to get home. And I feel good about them being able to get home. So these guys don't have to cover too long with athletic players streaking down the field. So that's my one big concern, is that like in man situations that they might just get, you know, they might be toast against really good receivers, specifically at safety and sometimes at nickel, because like when Jordan Lewis has to cover Travis Hunter in tight situations in the red zone, out routes, in breaking slants, things like that, yeah, he's all over it. But if you're talking about a post or a corner route, that's where those are the times where the guys with elite athleticism can kind of separate a little bit against a Jordan Lewis. And I think the same can be said against Murray and Wingard. So, you know, play a lot of cover two shell, play cover two, have different variants of it, have zone match coverages, mix things up. But you probably need those guys to be able to play fast and instinctive and not be, again, trying to run deep down the field with some of these explosive receivers at running back, receiver, tight end. That's my concern right now. Again, I think Anthony Campanile knows that group as well as anyone, probably a lot better than me. And so I have some confidence in him, but he's also got to prove it. Like as much as I can sit here and be optimistic and confident in Anthony Campanile, there is no proof of concept yet in the regular season for his defense. So we will see how it continues to play out. But ultimately, I think you get Eric Armstead, you get Mason Smith, maybe you get Caleb Ransaw back and he's able to earn reps. Be feeling a lot better. I think you could be. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good one.